Peace, family. We should be live right now. I'm reporting live with Red Pill. We in the studios. We said let's go over some news articles. We just gonna be going over some news articles with the family real quick, and things that may be in the news, but they may not be in the mainstream news. But it's things where we always talk about the power of the attention. Chuck D said attention is a new currency. Well, if attention is the currency, then we need to pay attention to some things that could benefit us, right? Not just the white supremacy. And it's important to decode that to inspire you to get off your ass and be more independent from the system. But it don't just end there or start there. It starts and ends with the inside of you, that place, that dark side where Dr. Strange had to tap into to get his superpowers from. Yeah, man. So know thyself. Yo, you know what's crazy, Red? They can't hear you because your mic is over there. Red is over here. He ain't got his microphone. I don't know what Red is doing.
Peace to the family.
I don't know what Red is doing. But the thing about this is that when you deal with metaphysics and when you deal with spirituality and just when you deal with the universe, when we look outside at night at the sky, that star, say we look at the Sirius star constellation, it looks so far away, millions and millions of miles away.
So they say. But it's inside you. So when you got access to it, right now. Not a million light years from now, but right now. Right now. If there's niggas on Saturn, when you got access to them? Right now. That's the real shit. This is a theory that I had.
Yeah.
Walk with me.
Oh, make sure the mic, yeah.
This is a theory that I don't know where it came from. I mean, feel free to just kill me in the chat room. I don't care. Put me on a stake. But light is condensed energy.
Right.
As it appears in this third dimension. Now, they often say that when the Nesut biddies or the great ones or the ancestors, when they went to make their transition and they fulfilled their purpose or their journey on this planet, they became what is known as stars.
Stars, right.
Some were even known as supernovas. They're like, yo, if you immortalize yourself here, you become a star. Beyond becoming a star, you become immortalized, and then you go into the heavens, and you could even shine as bright as a sun.
Whew. Okay.
So I'm like, yo, that's a great concept to walk with. But what about this?
Yeah.
What about the same way that we see these stars in outer space? And even that's contested as to, is it really taking place the way that we think it is? Are we really looking past the cosmos in the Van Arden, the belt and everything, and then looking at these stars?
Right.
You feel me? Yeah. The same way people say, yo, why the astronauts don't show the sun from space?
Very true.
Did you niggas ever why you not taking a selfie next to the sun? Why didn't you do the camera
the sun
with the sun?
The sun
when the shit is rising. They're not doing that. And you would say to yourself, well, wait a minute. Why is it mad cold in space if that's where the sun be at? You're
raising some good points.
Then there was never a spaceship Challenger or a Tesla rocket ship that burnt up because it left the earth and it went into the direction where the sun was shining and telling people to wake up.
That's real.
It's mad cold in space. I saw the movie where the guy broke in pieces when he went.
So
yeah,
cold.
Yeah, it was so cold.
Yeah.
So what about if I was on Mars looking into the earth, would I see lights?
The same way we see lights.
What if, but remember, they're saying that the light on this planet, or the light that we're seeing that's supposed to be outside of this planet, is energy. Remember, the stars are exploding. It's full of energy. It's novas and stuff. So when that light condenses, because that light has to travel, right? That light has to travel. So is there places on the planet where light is just dropping? Like, where the hell is it traveling if it's not us that is the light that's traveling?
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, is there some way we could go into the Bahamas and niggas is like, yo, that's where the light is dropping at? Let's go to this island. Come on, boo. Let's go on Expedia and we're going to take a trip, my love. And we're going to go to the islands where the light is dropping. No, there's no such thing.
Right.
So these emanations of light, what if these emanations of light are condensed in this physical reality inside of a husk that is known as the human body, but is only really composed of materials of this earthly plane. But then when they break the body down, the composition of the body has extraterrestrial properties because it's all kind of stardust. And then there's the light. What is the light? The light is when you make transition and there's a light that leaves your body. You ever seen Boys in the Hood? You want to see a dead body? You ever saw a dead body? Have you ever seen a spirit leave the husk? Okay. That's a light that leaves. And then the body becomes just what? What it originally was, which I said earlier, components of earth matter, and then it begins to decompose into the earth. Before all these fancy ass funerals when niggas was getting buried on bikes and shit, wearing furs and everything, whatever, before they made it a business, your body would get put back into the ground,
right,
as composition. You would decompose, and then you become fertilizer and composition, and then the process would repeat itself. But your husk or your body or your avatar, your shell, is only made up of this raw material of the earth. For all of you drug dealers out there, you put that bitch in a pot and you whipping and making it hard. Your body is just all of these different chemicals and chromosomes. So my theory is these bright lights, these supernovas, these little dippers, the North Star, the Draco Star, all of these lights are actually living on this planet. These lights are walking, these angles of light. They call us fallen angels, right? For everybody that's into the Bible or religion, doesn't matter the religion, doesn't even matter the mythos. You could call yourself spiritual. You could subscribe to Marvel Universe. It doesn't matter. All of those mythos or all of those stories, all of those creation stories involve beings from outer space or beings from higher dimensions coming down or falling as angels into this realm right here. So what is angels but angles of light? The angels are angles of light. So are we just light emanating beings walking on this planet inside of this spacesuit that houses the spirit that allows us to operate only on the earth? Because if we go to Mars, I promise you they're operating in different spacesuits or different avatars, right. But it's all housing light. It's all housing intelligence. Light is not just these niggas just paying light bills think I'm just talking about their lights. I'm not talking about just light. I'm talking about intelligence. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about rays of intelligent being. The same way that we're on this live stream right here. There's all kind of intelligent, invisible. It's invisible because your naked eye can't see the light, but it doesn't negate the fact that there's a light emanating from a satellite, emanating from a computer, and but that's what it is.
So they say Hollywood studies this magic.
Yes.
And they say Hollywood shows this in their films and it employs it within the whole schematics of what they do. So they have this award show called the Oscars, or they say Asar, and you see this statue and they say they got that statue from Asar. Right. So we're in a spacesuit. So basically in Hollywood, in movies, they're acting and they're playing a role. So let's say Denzel Washington is in Training Day. He's playing that role in Training Day, but the real character is Denzel Washington. So right now, you're playing a role on Earth as red pill.
Yes.
But you're just acting right now. This isn't who you really are. Just like Denzel isn't really that dude at Training Day.
Yes.
He was just playing a role. So is it safe to say you're playing a role and you're starring in a film right now? So it's the same shit as a movie, right? This is a movie called Life.
The reason why
And
the
you're
Truman
starring,
Show
and you're the red pill and I'm Brother Rich. So
facts.
Okay.
Well, the reason why the Truman Show was so interesting to the viewers and it touched on so many interesting ideas is because many of us, that movie spoke to many of our innate feelings about, well, God damn it, I feel like everybody's watching.
Right.
This is before YouTube. But then we showed you in the video the other day that YouTube has exceeded by many different times over the amount of viewership that people were giving their television. So the internet killed the television star, and now you're being seen by thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people in one fell swoop. I said it before, the capacity of Madison Square Garden and the capacity for the Barclays Center is 18,500 people. So the average video that we do on your channel, the average is 20,000. Okay. So you're stepping in front of the garden every time you go up to bat. Now, we also show the power of group consciousness. Group consciousness is what it is that's going to be needed in order to move us in directions, in order to afford us the kind of manifestations that we all need to have right now. Resources, a few W's, you know what I mean? Some of our goals, some of our loftier ideas to actually create a community, actually create revenue, and all of these things. Now, what Hollywood has been able to do that exceeds even that, I'm giving you the steps.
Right.
Hollywood has been able to take stars or regular people who are emanating light.
Uh-huh.
These lights that people are emanating, like I said, is an intelligence. It is a spirit. The spirit is molded. The spirit is crafted. The spirit has characteristics. The spirit is ruled by certain kind of planetary systems that the spirit was incarnated under, meaning that Scorpios have a certain kind of spirit to them. A Gemini has a certain kind of spirit to them. An Aquarius and an Aries, a Virgo.
Shout out to Virgos.
Shout out to the Virgos. My daughter's a Virgo, so I'm learning.
She is,
I'm learning the deal.
Oh,
I'm learning
man.
the deal. On Beyonce's birthday, on Bay One's birthday. That's Wisdom Bella's birthday.
Yeah.
So these emanations of light, right? These stars, they're taking regular people and they're making them stars. These people have spirits. But when I went to an acting class called the Spirited Actor, and the lady who was my teacher was Tracy Moore Bay, okay? Tracy Maribel Moore. This was in like 2002. It was called a Spirited Actor because what did she teach us? She taught us that you have inside of you all characteristics. Mm-hmm. She taught us to divorce ourselves or who we thought we were, our ego. She taught us the art of divorcing self. The first day that I got there, one of the first practices that we did was to stand on the chair, and we had the people who were a part of the whole production. I think it was about 20 of us. And she had about 4 people stand behind you with their hands out. And then she told you to stand on the chair and fall back. I was like, I'm not falling back. I don't know these people. So she was trying to explain to us that we have to let go of the fear and just fall back, knowing that somebody is there to catch you. So she was like, when you go into character, fall into your character. Divorce this person who you think you are. This person that walked through the door. Divorce your avatar. But know that you have encompassed inside of you. You could be a, what do they call that? You could be an introvert. You could be a person who is very shy. But do you notice that some of the greatest actors and actresses in Hollywood, even some of the best entertainers, are known as introverts? Because they suppress their light, or they suppress that spirit, or they suppress the array of spirits or the array of personalities that they possess, but they're able to get that shit out on the stage. That's why they love the stage. That's why they love the camera. That's why they love to perform. And that's what you see. So are we living out a story? You goddamn right we living out a story. We're living out a mythos. You're seeing planetary bodies, planetary alignments, all kind of planetary galactical occasions taking place on this planet, as above, so below. We just got out of a retrograde. Gemini, communications, backwards, everything in array, all kind of forest fires. But now, tonight, we go direct, and we're here to do that.
Yo, it's an honor, yo. I'm gonna tell you though, it's an honor to have a platform that reaches thousands of people and to be able to present information like this to the people. It's like, you know, these other networks, they present their news or they present what's important to them. Like I'm introducing what's important to me. You know what I'm saying? To the world, man. So it's an honor.
For one of the most important things that as journalists, as students, as teachers, even as people who are just making it through every single day of their life, what we have to establish, what trumps everything, and what is the most important subject matter at hand is the narrative. It has nothing to do with anything else. It is the narrative. It is the ability to establish a narrative, and you allow that narrative to navigate, and you allow that narrative to unfold, and you're the one who, once you control your narrative, you are the one who is writing the story. You are the director of the movie. You are also the director, the actor, the co-star, and you could be the producer. All of that.
All that.
So I'm under no mistakes that I am directing my movie. I understand fully who the director is behind the camera.
So I wanna read this article, and I want to talk to the people real quick. A lot of people said they had a rough year last year, and I want the people to use this as an opportunity to turn your life in a new direction, to go from negative to positive, or from positive to more positive, or from more positive to more positive. Or, you know, everybody has their, you know, their different system of how they look at positive and negative. So just to be more joyous, to be more harmonious, you know what I'm saying? To be more joyful.
Yes.
So let me read this real quick. Let me read this real. And like I said, if you missed the very beginning, I'm going to say this one time. I'm not going to keep saying this. Me and Red go hard with the metaphysics, because as above, so below, as within, so without. So when these things happen in the celestial realm, it's happening inside of us. So got to pay attention to that. With that being said, let me read, family. Starting January 8th and going through February 6th, 2017, all of the major planets will be moving direct forward. Ancients saw this as a time of great fortune and a very opportune time. Wave Rain is the first known astrologer, first to publish articles, Tech Online, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he states, now here in this moment, from our geocentric view, our entire solar system moving together in the same direction like a flowing cosmic river, all traveling towards this one direction from the position of the sun or Earth's perspective. All planets in direct motion represents an organic, holistic, synchronous, harmonious group passage through the endless universe. That right there is powerful. It's like it's no opposition.
There's no opposition.
There's no holding back. It's like
this is the age of the
army
Voltron.
of millions. Yeah,
Voltron.
Army of millions, but on your side, just flowing with whatever your intention is.
Whatever your intention
Whatever your intention is.
Whatever it is.
Wow, that's
Talk
deep.
to me. Let me add something on.
Yeah.
Let me just add on, because you could finish that paragraph, but let me just throw this in there. 12/19/2016, and we want everybody to do their research as we're doing ours. Large wave of energy from unknown source hitting the earth. Okay? The energy spans the planet on all sides over several hours time. This wave of energy started to form on 12/18, about 1500, and is currently ongoing. Any of my historians in the community, go back and find out what happened on 12/18. Go back and find out what happened on 12/19. Okay? Like I said, you don't have to prove anything. The occurrences, there's proof on this planet that there was a retrograde and it had adverse effects. We can show these things. Okay? A check on the X-ray flux monitors from the GOES shows low activity, minor solar winds, no major solar storms. Total electron content in the ionospheres shows minimum. Thus, the source cause of the event is still unknown. If this event really occurred, then we're looking at a huge amount of energy. So we're going to preface that energy is still here and is still present. And now we are faced with a time where this energy can be utilized in what is known as an APDM cycle. An APDM cycle means all planetary direct in motion. All planetaries or all planets are direct in motion. So this is the forming of Voltron. This is your age of your Ultron. And we built on the fact that YouTube, right? YouTube is now bigger than TV amongst advertisers' target audience. And that simply is everybody that the radio pitches to, everybody that the NFL pitches to, everybody that the NBA pitches to, everybody that MTV pitches to. Target audience is 18 to 49. That means everybody. That's your mans in them. That's everybody. Man and woman. So YouTube is doing numbers that are 10 times the amount of the top. They're doing more numbers in prime time than the top 10 shows combined. Then we said Princeton study observes group consciousness has physical effects on the world during large scale events, right? So this reports is saying that the power of thought is not just ideological. It manifests physically. Cohesion between individuals ramps up this power. Meaning, if you're all following similar narratives, which would be, melanated world supremacy, getting back in our rightful place, not as an individual, but as a people, getting our culture operating in a way where not only is it healthy to our spirit, our emotions, our economy, just turning things around, because the pendulum always swings. So if you had a bad 2016, I'm like, shit, bravo. Hey, toast up to 2017, because the pendulum got to swing. You was in the gym for 2016. That's the Google translation for that. Okay? You went through some pressure. You went through some heartache. You went through some hard times. You was late on a few bills. Your ass probably lived in the dark. Okay? Right. I don't know. But whatever you went through, because we all went through it. We all went through what was known as the pressure that it's going to take to make us turn into who it is that we supposed to do, put us through the inferno. Some people melted. Okay? Some people melted. Pressure bust pipes in and make diamonds. So you got to see some people crumble. But then you got to see the diamonds. So what you have to understand is now. It's the power of the now. It doesn't matter about what happened. If you're here to hear this message, then it means that you're Gucci. You're good. So it's about the now. That's the only time you could affect change is in the now. What I'm saying, the reason why we read this article about YouTube and group consciousness is because these thousands or these hundreds, or even if it was just 10 of us, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't take a whole 100,000 of us. But with those numbers, because it is hundreds of thousands of us. So with those numbers, don't worry about nothing else outside of self. Facts? Don't think about what white people, because that's all false expectations appearing real. We could prepare you for what it is that they're planning to do, but that doesn't mean that they're going to get it done. The question is, what are we doing?
Right. So once again, man, and it's like, it's such a, I guess you could say, a gift and a curse with the internet and technology. It's like we're at a time where we've never seen technology that we're seeing now, and they're even attempting to go to 5G at this point, where you're gonna be able to do all types of shit on the internet. But it's crazy because technology is advancing, or our organic technology is also advancing. So it's like sometimes when we pay attention to one, we neglect the other. So we're so caught up in, like, we're live streaming, for example. This is a great example. Me and you are live streaming to hundreds of thousands of people, something we couldn't have done 10 years. So because artificial technology is advancing, sometimes we neglect what me and you was looking at and talking about right now. So
let me share something before we even go forward. You saying artificial technology and then organic technology. Let's remember and let's always put into the context that technology, any form of technology that any of us are interacting with, started in the mental realm first. It all started from mind. It was all mind first. There's no phones building themselves. There's no computers just getting up. There ain't no drones designing themselves. Everything is a thought. So I think that this technology is a reflection of man's intelligence going into a higher realm. The things that are being created is being created from man's minds. I see dudes out here be like, son, but niggas ain't cutting the bricks like how they had in the pyramid, though. It ain't smooth like that. Nobody learned how to get it smooth, though. I haven't seen nobody build. I'm like, that's all good. I feel you. I feel like the pyramids were built in the future. So I hear what you're saying. But appreciate what it is that you got right now. So the technology that's afforded to us in the now, in the future where we're living, Pluto, we're in the future. Hold on. We have to take full advantage of the tools, because I promise you, these are the tools that are going to be needed to open up the doors to make it to the next level. These are the tools right here. So being able to broadcast like CBS could broadcast, like Fox could broadcast, right? And we chilling in UGR on the Underground Railroad. So there's a power in that. This time that we have right now, you couldn't have this time before. Where you on smartphones, second screens. Some people is on they got it on big screens. You on a radio, you know what I mean? Like, and you're getting your information across, and you're affecting change around the world in real time. Like, I read that article about changing group consciousness. I'm not reading that article like, yeah, we got to prepare to go there. I'm like, nigga, this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's happening in the now. Mm-hmm. So understanding what we're doing right now. Right. Not complaining about it, being grateful, saying, yo, you know what? Shit be crazy out here, but you know what? It's a beautiful experience. When I say about 2016, I'm like, yo, it was epic. My best year ever. Facts. That was my best year ever. And I was in the underworld, super duper. I was 100 leagues under seas. I was in a mentor for real.
Right. You know what I want to do real quick, Red? Because this, you brought up some great concepts. You brought up the idea that, when I mentioned artificial technology versus organic technology, because this is multidimensional. So sometimes things is artificial depending on the perspective you look at it. So you brought a deeper perspective, one in which nothing is artificial because it all comes from mental. It's all energy at the end of the day. So with that being said, when you study this type of topic, this type of subject, there's different words people have for it, such as spooky, such as pseudo, such as bullshit, such as escapism. There's all types of words to describe this type of subject matter: astrology, astronomy, metaphysics, the occult realm. Satanic is another word used to describe it.
Can I describe it one way?
Yeah.
Such as freshmen walking in on seniors class. That's it.
That's what it is.
Such as freshmen
walking
and sophomores walking in on the seniors
and
class.
not understanding
walking in on the master's class.
And not understanding the calculus.
They're not ready for
it.
They're not made for this right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
They cooking.
But now, you know what it make me think of, man? All the times we've heard people say, oh, I seen a spaceship. Or, yo, I got motherfucking abducted. Yes. Or a nigga that's schizophrenic may be talking to somebody that's not there. And you're like, man, who the fuck is this nigga talking to? Nobody's there.
Facts.
Is it that they're tuned into some other shit, another frequency, and that person is really there, or that spaceship is really there? Because if it's coming from their mind, they might really be seeing the shit. But so are they crazy? Is there such thing as crazy?
This is
or
my
is it
disclaimer.
Just different levels of the same insanity?
Listen, this is my disclaimer because I'm not trying to open up all the mental hospitals with my answer and give a lot of people breaks, because I've been around what I know as crazy people. I've been around psychopaths, and they have similar traits to people who are on, and who exhibit similar behaviors. Like, I've been around psychopaths, sociopaths, murderers, some people that are possessed with demons. You feel me? I've been around sophisticated savages. You know what I mean? You name it. In the underworld, in my travels, in my journey, on my path, on my left hand, right hand, middle path, I've seen a lot of shit. So, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. Like, there's beyond crazy. There's some sadistic, satanic, demonic people out there. And I hope Blade is still catching up to them. You know what I mean? Cause some of them need to meet Wesley Snipes when he's Blade. You feel me? And then there's some people who are totally in both realms based on the rate or the frequency where they're vibrating at. Remember, we see 10% of the light spectrum. There are people that see spirit realm. There's quote unquote seers. If they put it on A&E, Bravo, or any other channel that has reality shows, you niggas fall for it and you accept it. Usually they got non-ether hair and hook noses. Okay? And then y'all buy it. But they sit the children down in front of the Disney, in front of the other ones. Nickelodeon got all of these magic shows, and your children are being indoctrinated through Harry Potter and all of these other things to accept the possibilities, or just the just the acceptance that Europeans are like wizards and warlocks and they're in control of magic. And if they're talking to themselves, nah, they not crazy. He look like that nigga from Harry Potter. He's just in touch with the elves. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to our people, it's voodoo, it's spooky, it's post-traumatic. You feel what I'm saying? Because of on the plantation and the indoctrination about Africa and things like that. I've been in ceremonies where people is talking to themselves like people on the train talking to themselves, and they conjuring, they bringing down spirits, and then they might spaz out and then turn into a totally different person, because what? The human husk or the avatar, this body, is a housing unit for the light. And the light is different spirits, and those spirits are like when you download a zip file of a lot of albums, songs, lecture, whatever, but those spirits come with a whole nother, you know what I mean, operating system. And I've seen that. Mm-hmm. There's people in the church, they've seen that. There's people in the hood, they've seen that. There's people in different systems, I'm sure that they could relate to what it is that I'm saying. I mean, so Nicki Minaj goes in and out of character. Other people are allowed to go in and out of character and to be as animated as possible. As long as they're on a beat, rhyming the words, you niggas fuck with them. You feel what I'm saying? But if there's another person who might skits out and they may be blogging to themselves with no Bluetooth. I see niggas talking to themselves with no Bluetooth. And remember, I'm in New York. This shit has been normalized. So it may look insane to somebody else, but I would tell a person, yo, this is all I've seen all my life. In the 70s, the conditions and the ways of life it was weird because some people say it was worse and then some people say it was better. Right? So that's that schizophrenia that everybody has. But it was like a conversation we was having the other day. We'll end it on this. We live in an experience, especially as black people, that we have multiple narratives at play at once. What do I mean? This is what I mean. You in your household, right? It don't matter if it's your household or if it's your mama's household and you're in that household. There's multiple narratives at play because here it is. You young, you hip hop, you into the hood. So you listen to Raindrops, Drop Top, Smoking No Cookie and Crock Pots. You turning up, you popping pills, you down with the dope boy lifestyle. You in your room thinking that you a drug dealer. You moving weight. You fake tying up socks and shit like they kilos, and you doing all of these things to be like this. But you a Christian. And in your mama room, she's on her knees, crying, worshiping, talking to a white man on a stick on your wall. Then in the living room, your dad is on the couch and he's worshiping dudes carrying footballs. You understand? They're his heroes. And then when you go to school, the narrative is different because they're indoctrinating you into white inferiority and they're reconstructing and configuring your whole reality with these falsehoods and these lies. Then when you're chilling with your other people, you're talking about something else. You might even be conscious. So when you get home on your YouTube or when you get online and you get in the chat rooms, you turn into, you know what I'm saying, Sigmund Freud L. Bay. So you're living out another narrative in that place. So is that not schizophrenia?
Yeah, that's deep.
Like for the black chick who talk black at home, but she's regentrified at work. She's bilingual because she's speaking nigganese on the block. And then when she gets into her job, she's speaking the Queen's English. And then she might even speak Spanish. Like it's a lot of shit going on. But yeah, there's some people that be spazzing out and wigging out. I don't know. I mean, that's mental health, right? In my reality, I think that the way that they have our people in so many different directions, a lot of our people's mental health is compromised. A lot of our people live triple and quadruple lives. They have alter egos. I've been in relationships where I met about 4 people. Okay. So, you know, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. It's a bad thing when no one is, when people are looking at you like you're crazy, but it could be a good thing if you're tapping in to, you may be tapping into something.
I was on this page. I was looking up some ways to get rid of anxiety, and on the same website.
Yes.
One of the things that we have to do to tap into this inner being, this inner light that you referred to, the real I am, I guess you could say, is learning how to be still. Learning how to be still. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And I guess a lot of people feel as though they suffer from anxiety, or their concentration is weak, or whatever it may be. Damn, Red, what do you think we gotta do, man, in order to improve our ability to meditate, to sit still, to relax, to tap into that, man, because we got so many distractions out here, Red.
Beyond just distractions, you have to understand that we live in a quickening.
That's a good point.
We live in a quickening, family, and we're chasing time. Okay? And some of us our legs ain't that strong, and we don't even know we can't even run that fast, but we're chasing time. So we're trying to do so much. And keep in mind, we live in a digital light code era. So everything is moving at the pace of the quickening. So the digital age is obeying the quickening. There's something called Moore's Law, right? You could Google Moore's Law, and it talks about the fact that the Pentium chips or the microprocessors will evolve at an 18-month basis. And at every evolution, that's when you get these leaps in technology, where it keeps evolving and things of that nature. So many of us are moving at that pace as well, where we beginning to evolve by doing lectures, by doing videos, by standing out here doing the work, by getting on the line. You know what I mean? By not just studying the information, but being the information. You feel me? Being the information, becoming the information, becoming the outformation, taking it in as information and breathing it out as outformation in your ways and your actions and how we move and the things that we're able to manifest and the things that we are able to affect with the energy that we have and the networks that we belong to and the visions that we have, that are forming, you know what I'm saying, to put us in a place where we exist in a future where it's not going to be Rex 84 and it's not going to be us in slave camps and it's not going to be us in some damn FEMA camps. We in FEMA camp, we in worse conditions of FEMA camps right now with the majority of the brothers and sisters that are behind the wall being treated inhumane. You don't have to wait for the FEMA to sound the alarm because they have a lot of people already in those camps, in concentration type like conditions where they're torturing, you know what I mean? They're doing all kind of things. What about the political prisoners? What about what they went through? What about all of those things? So the way to be able to be still and the way to be able to slow down time and the way to be able to be in the moment is what I learned to do is I learned to create more in the moment. And by being very creative in the moment and taking advantage of basically most of my day, okay, I was able to, take a piece of that time, freeze it, you know what I mean? Do something creative with it, like make a song,
Right.
like do a video with Brother Rich, like do a video with Baba TV, like do a video with Sadnetta, like do a video with Knowledge of God. You know what I mean? Like do something, do a show, put the information out there. You feel what I'm saying? By doing that, now I'm able to reap the rewards and the fruits of my labor are evident because I was able to complete something. So by completing something, I didn't waste time. By accomplishing something, creating, doing something, creating something, accomplishing it, seeing the fruits of it, seeing the outcome of it. I'm like, you know what? My time was well spent because remember, all you got is time. The only thing that you can't buy, the only thing that you can't get with credit, the only thing that you can't get from college, that's your time. So it's very important how you spend your time. I feel sorry for the amount of people who got caught up in wasting their time over the years in frivolous ways and, giving their attention and giving their energy and giving their time and giving all of these other things to, situations that wasted their time. You know what I mean? So it was very important to me to take full advantage of all of my time and I surround myself with my children. You know what I mean? I surround myself with my loved ones. I surround myself with my parents. I'm always around my parents. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know I know what time is about, man. And we have to cherish all of these moments. I don't care what's going on around the world. I'll talk about it, but I don't let that affect me.
Let me ask you, in terms of now we're dealing with being in this space that's peaceful and all of that. Yeah. How do you deal with, in terms of, because we trying to tap into some energy that's present in us, but we talking about some people can't sit still. One of the reasons people can't sit still is because of their past. So how do you get over something traumatic that happened to you or somebody that did something traumatic to you in the past? How do you use your fancy spirituality, your fancy red pill spirituality, and how do you get over things that have been done to you in the past, my brother?
Well, my brother, shout out to Blue Pillar, he was almost killed multiple times. Okay? Yeah, Blue Pill had a very rough upbringing in terms of, things that he went through, and he's very quiet and humble, but don't ever in your life, you know what I'm saying, sleep on the quiet ones. Like, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. You know what I'm saying? I've had near-death experience. I've had traumatic experiences that, to this day I still have flashbacks about. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through it. I've had flashbacks, and to some of the things that I witnessed with my brother. And as twins, we feel each other's pain. So I'm tied into a whole nother human being emotionally. You feel me? And the best thing that I could say, once again, that was able to heal, because remember, when we get traumatized, we all have the opportunity to heal. I'm not of the belief that none of us are healable, that none of us could get over our trauma, that there's so much heinous things in this world that, could be, that you can't heal from. I would say that I would continue to attempt to find out. That would be the number one mission in my life. You know how people go on the pursuit of happiness? Well, we all should be on the pursuit of healing. And one of the most powerful ways that a man with red blood cells, you know what I'm saying, can heal is with the healing power of his woman, his counterpart. They are the healing model. They are the nurturers. Right. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not putting it all on their shoulders, but God damn it, that's the active principle. You feel me? Before I get into any of this other shit, the active principle, and if it's the other way around. If it's a sister, it should be her polar opposite, her activated principle, the yin and the yang, the negative, the positive, the electron, the protagonist, antagonist, the charge that has made this universe what it is to this day. Is called, in Hermetic studies, the Hermetic principles, what the Masonic orders and all of these other chapters are built off of. Hermes Trismegistus. And then if you wanted to get into Kemet, it's Tahuti. Yeah. Okay? And if you want to go Buddha on us, or if you want to go Dr. Strange on it, it's the universal principles of the universal law. So we're talking about that right now. Get that shit lined up. Right. This is foundation. This is the temple. Your temple is not going to be able to stand. If you don't have a pillar. If you don't have the opposite holding you up, if you're Asur and Set is not standing tall.
Indeed.
Peter don't stand with Paul. Fire bun. No. All kind of shit takes place. If you study what Dr. Sabi taught us, what Mama Pill taught us, what the great ones taught us, they taught us about balance, polarities, and dualities. Fuck is you talking about? That's what they taught us. So, a lot of things that I've been through, I was able to heal from it. I had anger issues. You understand? My children have been one of the biggest band-aids to my wounds. You understand?
Right.
That I have personally created. You know what I mean? There's two human beings that I'm looking at. They're not even human beings. They're star seeds. I created them with their mother. You feel me? And I'm like, yo, the amount of joy, the amount of love, the amount of insight, the amount of, what you call that? Validation. You feel me? Validation that there is a higher power. As you see intelligence form in your children and stuff like that, and beauty and innocence, all of that stuff healed me, man. Like, I was broken. I was in pieces. The streets broke me to pieces, shattered me. You feel me? It broke me to pieces, of the pain of being locked up and hurting Mama Pill. Y'all know Mama Pill. Y'all get to know, y'all have the opportunity to know such a beautiful spirit like Mama Pill. When I was in my street shit, when I was in I want to be down, when I was in just trying to be cool, you know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to fuck with this boosting shit. I'm going to go and get locked up. You know what I mean? I'm going to go through my rites of passage and go to Rikers Island when I'm 16. All of these things hurt my parents. Shit cool when you're talking about it, but you got to consider who you have hurt. You got to consider, and I had to come to grips with that and I have children now. So now as a parent, you be like, damn, if my son were to get locked up tomorrow, I'd be stressed out. So I'm imagining how my father feel. That's why I make sure that they see what I'm doing now, and I'm showing them, yo, not only am I turning my whole thing around, but I'm being a part of history as Florida as I am, or you know what I'm saying, as imperfect. This is my contribution. So my whole 10 years in this movement has been community service. That's what I call it. It's community service. I'm giving back. I'm cleaning up my scales. I'm balancing my scales. That's how I heal from my wounds. That's how I heal. My healing comes when I did a blog talk radio show. That was my therapy. My therapy was when I'm doing videos with you. That's my therapy. My therapy is when the information connects or the narrative comes true, and I'm looking at the news 2 or 3 weeks later and it's coming true. I'm hitting you up. You like, yo, Reg, I'm gonna hit you back. But that's the therapy. You know what I mean? So I would tell people, get into yourself, get into knowing yourself, get into your higher self, get into doing some work. Because when I meet somebody on the street and they like, yo, Red, you helped save my life. Yo, Red, you don't even got to say all of that. Yo, Red, I was just watching your video. That's all. You don't even got to say, I'm going to the extreme. But that right there is a feeling of validation that the dreams of Dr. Sabi still lives on. The dreams of my mother lives on in me. Cause I seen her struggle through consciousness in the 80s when they ridiculed her. I seen her persecuted by her own people. You think it's hard now? For the people that be in households where your parents is Christian and all of that, you think it's hard now? You could pull up videos on YouTube. You could pull up articles. You could show them actual published works and all of this stuff. It was kind of hard on the people back in the days. They was getting stoned by the villagers for wanting to be healthy, for wanting to be vegan, for wanting to heal people, for wanting to teach the word that the white man was this, or the pilgrim and whatnot was not an American. This was not his land. He did not have leader ownership or wardship over you. People was getting shut down for that. So I'm just happy to be here. I wake up surrounded by my ancestors. Hopefully they're pleased with the work that I'm doing. And I know that I'm affecting change when a lot of people are not affecting change who had the opportunity to affect change in this lifetime. So I'm not here to judge them. I just know, damn, you might have to come back and do this one again. Cause here it is. You was making $40 million a year, homeboy. And you knew what was up. You was making 400,000 and you knew what was up and you never did nothing. So I'm just saying, and it's not a me. You asked me personally, and I'm just being as transparent as possible and revealing like, yo, this is not easy. And to be honest with you, bro, this shit, it's the pain that keeps me going. You hear the pain. You hear the pain, the passion. That's what keep me going. Cause you know, tell him, Rich, whenever you see me, what am I carrying?
Your suitcase.
If it's not suitcases, what else? Bags and bags. I'm like a bag man. Yeah. I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I'm always active. I'm always creating. I'm always adding on. I'm always helping out behind the scenes. I'm always being, 1 or 2 or maybe 5 foot forward. I like to keep ahead of the game. But I feel that I've come back because a lot of things that I talk about come to pass. So I already know when I studied Heru comes back from the future to prepare you for the future. And a lot of things that I've said in 06, 7, 8, 9, they didn't listen to it then, but they hear it now. Because when you go back and listen to it, I'm talking about these days. As is many other people. Phil Valentine was a futurist. So
So let me ask you, and I guess, I gotta take care of something. So just one last question, but I appreciate, we got over 1,100 people in the chat room. I appreciate everybody coming out Sunday night. I know everybody's winding down, might be eating dinner. I don't know.
Did the Giants win?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
If any football fans is in the chat room,
man.
Red Pill wanted to know if the Giants won.
That's for my son.
For your son.
Yeah, that's his team right there. He needs that.
Oh, okay.
He an ODB fan.
Oh, yeah? Damn, man.
Yo, all the little kids rock with Odell Beckham. Look,
yeah?
Look at all of their hairdos. They all rocking the flat top with the bleach.
Right.
They rocks with ODB. I don't know what it is.
Okay, that's what's
but
up.
The children be having their hey rules, so you can't stop that.
Indeed. So you said a key word that ties into my last question.
Yes.
All the children have their hey rules. What would you say when you think about the hey rules, these mythological figures, or when you think about the quote unquote greatest people to walk the face of the earth, whether, let's say it's the richest man, Mansa Musa, you know what I'm saying? Let's say it was one of the greatest inventors. Let's say Benjamin Banneker, the man who invented the clock and designed the city of Washington. When you think about the greatest boxers, Muhammad Ali, or let's say the greatest basketball player, Michael Jordan, they all have this ability to tap into something inner, or they seen something. Like Muhammad Ali said, I was the greatest before I knew I was. What do you think is the main thing that separates them from myself, from yourself, from anybody who's watching this, anybody who's listening? What do you think, if there's one thing that you would say what got them to where they're at and what we need to get where we want to be, what is that one thing that you would say if you could narrow it down to one word, my friend? Well, not just one word, but you get what I'm saying. What's the one thing?
They were still.
They were still? No, you got to elaborate, brother, please.
They all meditated.
They all meditated?
That's what they all say.
Woo. MJ?
All meditated.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Hold on, let me say this real quick. MJ said that he will go over things so many times in his mind that when he actually was in the fourth quarter and it was 10 seconds left, it was like, what's the word he used? It was like instant replay. It happened automatically.
Flow.
It happened automatically. He didn't do it. He was like, I didn't do it. I did it in my head years ago.
Fact.
And it just flowed, as you say. So go on. I'm glad you said that, man. Go into that.
Flow. Okay. We were talking about this about a month ago. The flow matrix. The ability to tap into that moment. You're able to slow time down. You understand? You're able to go, you're directly in the now. You're seeing time as it unfolds before your eyes. And they showed you that even in Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, you know what I mean? Like there's freestyle artists who could tell you about that moment where they're able to slow time down and build their bars right there. They could go about four to 8 bars ahead and build them up as they slow it down. So, you know what I mean?
So
you got the ball player. When he hits that flow, when he gets into that flow, he could see all the way down the court, every single move that he's going to make, from the dab all the way to the cross, and he's lining everyone up. There's chess players that they get into that moment, they get into that flow where they could look at the whole board and see 8 moves ahead. There's boxers there's Floyds out there who get into their flow, that Zab flow, that Mike flow. You know what I mean? That Floyd flow, right? Remember, he's basically sitting back, blogging, but while the hitters come in,
right.
He's Snapchatting like, hold on, let me, dog filter, cat filter, deer filter. While niggas is throwing the punch. Right. Because he's slowing it down. So stillness, the question that you asked before, being able to know thyself, being able to know the power of the now, being able to center thyself, being able to project, being able to look in the future with no fear, being able to do what we're saying to do for these next 30 days while all planets are going direct, project, and put yourself in the winner's seat. Put yourself up there with the gold medal. Put yourself in the beginning of the race. We can make it in ahead of the race. We are all in a race right now. The race has officially begun. In January 20th, they are going to start their grand sprint into 2020 as the winning race. So it is your opportunity and it is your duty in these days and times, while all of the planets have lined up to get you in the race and to push us forward. We got to take off. We have to take off. 2016, that was practice for Rio. We did Rio. Let's do this. That's all I would do. That's all I would say is that we have to remember where we're at right now. Reflect on what just took place. Reflect on the retrograde. Reflect on all of the miscommunication. Reflect on what you may have did wrong or what you may have said wrong. Reflect on what you may have to do better. And then we move forward. Now we stronger. That's how Voltron worked. The new season is even going to come out around this time of the thing going forward. It's not coincidence. So we have a hot stock tip right now. This is a
stock tip.
This is a hot tip, yo. This information right here. We don't have to endure I'm actually going to have to just go ahead and relaunch my crowdfunding campaign, because all signs are pointing to the actual, manifestation of a goal. A goal, might I add, that will benefit millions upon millions of people. All right. So this is the time to affirm. This is the time to go in your bag. This is the time to secure the bag. This is time to make moves. This is the time to create. This is the time to heal. Like you were asking me.
Indeed. Right,
yeah. So
right.
Blue Pill is going on a retreat to Shasta Mountain.
Right.
Right. So we're in the winter time. This is the time of hibernation. This is why we're not jumping all over the place. We have to be still. Like you were saying, it's meditation time. It's inward time. It's know thyself time. It's rewind the tape. You're not even giving your time to rewind the tape. You jump right into 2017 with the picture of the lady walking up the steps, holding a bag, talking about what you're going to leave behind because one day changed. I don't believe you. So this is the time to buckle down, to group up, to form Voltron, to build the network, to come together, to get on the team, to get on one accord, to follow this narrative, and let's go ahead and let's do what it is that we got to do. Right now, not next week. We're not preparing this for April. No, let's deal with the now, the power of the now. Why wouldn't you want to deal with it right now? Why would you? I'm not telling you to do anything. We're not encouraging anything that will put you in any kind of danger. Right?
Right.
Because you just made it through the danger. The danger was when the planets were colliding. You're in a time where all things are going forward. But Red, what about Trump? They're going to inaugurate him. They just said that, did you read the thing about the presidents?
Yeah.
Did you?
Not now, but I read it.
Okay. Did you finish reading that whole thing?
No, right?
Yeah.
No, this is a different article. This ain't the same one you was looking at.
Okay.
This is a different.
Yeah, you might want to, when I finish, you can add on.
All right.
So we could just leave them with that information so the family could leave with the information on their minds. Yo, Red, what do? We doing it right now. We're on this show. We're presenting information that's applicable. You don't have to give me your birth certificate. I don't need the last 4 of your social. You feel me? You don't got to meet us somewhere in the woods. You know what I mean? With black candles. None of that stuff. All we're saying is there's a galactic event taking place right now. There were galactic events that were taking place before. There's an energy that's present right now. And as alchemists, yes, and it makes it so much easier. So much easier. So I know we're talking to people from all different backgrounds. Yo, I'm Kemetic. I don't get into all of that. Nigga, break out the Asar doll. Break out the Sekhmet doll. Okay? Even if it's the candle holder, break it out. I mean, God damn it, y'all, you know what I mean? What y'all be waiting for? When's the rituals going to take place? Write the songs, record the songs. Don't procrastinate. Like the brother said, what do you do to heal yourself? I try not to procrastinate as much because that shit causes damage. So just do. You know what I mean? Be a doer. Let's graduate from knowers and thinkers. I meet so many knowers and thinkers. It's time to be the doers.
Indeed, man, indeed. So I definitely appreciate this talk. I want everybody to take this information that we deal with. Like we said, I can't reiterate enough in terms of astrology or all of this planetary things going on. When you see that sun out there, when the sun wakes you up in the morning, that shit is inside you.
Inside of you.
That shit is inside you, man. So the shit is like,
that light is in you.
It's like if you thought you had the whole universe conspiring to help you, would you not believe in anything? Would you not believe anything's possible? Like, we got to understand how much doubt
think about this.
Clouds our vision, bro.
Facts. Like, if you could see all of the big dippers out there, they bright as hell. You like, yo, I want to go to Santa Monica because it's clearer. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're just going places just to see the stars. Well, goddamn it, what if the stars could just see you?
Yeah, that's real.
What if your light is shot? It has to be like that. This planet, when something is looking down on this planet, those lights that are shining are not all electricity lights. So you're emanating a certain kind of light here.
But you got to understand, Bobby said this a while ago. Just like how we look at in space and see the lights, the spirits look down on earth and they see us as lights. So right now you are light, you might shine brighter. So then some other human being. So that what makes you so attractive is that everybody can see your light. So a lot of the times, and I like to mix this with pop culture because then people have a better understanding of metaphysics. So what happens is a lot of the times, say there's a dude that he just got this aura about him. He talks to women and he could say the same thing as another dude, but the way he said it, the girl is attracted to him. You got 10 dudes that say the same thing, but one dude always gets the girl. So there's this invisible light within him that is attracting everybody, that is attracting the woman to him. So even down to getting women, all this shit is metaphysical. All this shit is metaphysical, bro. Whether you want to get the woman, whether you want to get the job, whether you want to get the money, the promotion, whatever it is, the shit is all metaphysical, man.
And in layman terms, it's all energy, it's all mental, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about the frequency or the vibration.
Right.
Because that's how we operate as a people. If your vibes are not vibrating with mine, then my vibes are off. And I'm like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know. But then there's people where the magnetism is so strong and the vibes is on point. You meet a shorty 1 minute, like, you like, oh, wait a minute. You know, we was on different galaxy now. You hit him with you start that Hotep shit going. You know, your Hotepper, like, wait a minute. You from another constellation. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's all about, it's all about the energy. It's all about the vibes, the frequency, with whatever we out here doing. So, man.
Yeah, and I was just, so, what tonight and what a lot of these conversations are going to be focusing on, you know what I mean, is dealing with, self-transformation. Not from a standpoint where we're like on some emerald thrones, like, yo, we're, you know what I mean? I mean, we on 100%, but we're not saying like, yo, we figured it all out. This is the only way. You know what I mean? Right. No, we're going to give you real information that you can apply because we applied it. And we're like, yo, we giving you the keys. We like, yo, this is what we doing. This is how you do it. Yeah. And we don't want to make it super duper complicated. And you got people trying to drink elixirs and all of this other stuff, or, you know what I mean? Like, they might not realize, this is about, the best thing that you could do is take the information and use it. Let me add that shit in right there. Add that little piece, that soundbite back into the original answer.
Right.
The best thing that you could ever do in your life is take this information, the plethora of it, because we live in a time where it's a lot of it, but you got to learn how to, you just don't go to the store and buy everything. You don't sit at the dinner table and eat the whole table. I hope not.
Mm-hmm. And, I wanted to add on to what you're saying before I forget. Mm-hmm. in terms of taking the information and running with it. I hate when people, I've been around, I done seen all the speakers, man. I've been around since 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Just started out as anybody on this YouTube channel just listening, but back then I was listening on VHS, and then I made a transformation to being a journalist, being an interviewer, so I'm able to interview the speaker. So I done heard all types of information I love, information I thought was bullshit, whatever. I never ever in my mind, and this is the part that confuses me, I never ever, not one day, not 1 hour, not 1 minute, not 1 second, ever said, I'm waiting for so-and-so to do something. When is he or when is she gonna do this for me? Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Picture me doing some shit like that. I took what I learned from Bobby. I took what I learned from Blair. I took what I learned from Arlene Bay. I took what I learned from Dr. Valentine, and I applied it in my life. I decided, I want to go a different direction than the average person, and I moved in that direction. But I never ever sat back and waited for somebody to do something for me. Once you gave me the keys, once you showed me how to fish, I'm gonna go out there and do it. So I don't want nobody, cause waiting is a frequency. Sometimes we'll wait a whole motherfucking lifetime for something to happen. Talking about we being patient. Nigga, you ain't being patient. You being a fool. So I don't want people to start waiting for somebody to do something for you that you could do for yourself, man. I'm telling you, the majority of the answers are already there. The majority of the solutions are already there. Shit, Dr. Sabi been speaking for 30 years.
30.
So you can't tell me when your family gets sick, we'll give you some solutions. The shit been there for 30 years by now. So it's time, man. Like I said, these planets are all moving in the same direction. Let's stop waiting. No more and I'm not saying just stop waiting. That's all I'm.
Yeah, because we showed y'all that the blueprint is already being shown. It's being shared. It said that the YouTube is bigger than TV. Boom. All right. Wow. Okay. That's a lot of us. We're getting the information. It's not about, oh man, people get to see. No, the information is through the numbers. You're seeing that the information and the knowledge is spreading and is getting around. Then it said that, we could come together collectively and make the change that we all need in our lives collectively. Right? Make things happen economically. It's not difficult. There's formulas, there's plans, it's there. Creatively, even coming together as a gathering, something that we should be doing as a collective, because one thing that I would say too, to add on about the healing aspect, I've been healed by going to festivals. Festivals simply are the manifestation of everything that we're doing with this quote unquote conscious community concept. I call it that because we got a banging ass network, but we don't have a community, as you can see, because a community has tenets and it has qualifications. It's called a value system, a reward system, and a penalty system. And if you don't have those things in place, you don't have a community. What you have is a network. So we have a powerful online conscious network. That's what
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear that no more. I'm tired.
No, you can hear it.
Not you per se, but
no, I know.
I'm not waiting on a community to form. I'm not waiting for unity.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for anything. Rich is going to do rich.
No,
Rich is not waiting for the leaders to unite or
all.
This person or the community. No, this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm telling everybody to go out there and get it.
All day.
Stop all day. Stop
day.
waiting for this person to unite or for this person to give the
Okay,
go. Or for that.
that's
I don't
what you
even
were saying.
give a fuck about. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
let me
saying
go cloth on that.
It's everybody can apply the solutions individually,
Yes.
and that would allow us to link collectively. By me being my best individual,
But that does go back to what I say. Your network
yeah.
is your net worth.
I only want to network with people who think they're great, though.
Your
and
network
people who
is your net worth.
Right.
So I only want to rock with people who are on a great vibe. I'm like, God damn it. Well, you got a worthy network. That Mansa Musa might be somewhere in there. You might get You know what I mean? You might get a follow from Mansa Musa on Twitter. So your network is your net worth. You're saying the same thing that I'm saying. I'm saying quality of membership versus quantity. I'm saying being part of a network where everybody is a boss. I'm saying that if you're sitting around waiting for the next main event to decide, I'm gonna put my Heru costume on at the next main event. I'm gonna cosplay a comedic Hotepa, you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna do the work the day of I'm gonna wait for the next lecture or the debate, and then I'm gonna show up, and that'll be my contribution to the movement. I'm like, no. You gotta get busy. It ain't about the videos coming out. It ain't about when the next lecture. You gotta start shaking the pillars of society, of the world around you. When you wake up that sleeping giant, this inside of you, we should all hear it roar. We should all hear it roar. Okay? You should make a roar where people start to notice. I've been here for 10 years. I've heard a lot of people roaring. I've heard a lot of sleeping giants when they woke up. That's how we knew who they were, because they get online and start roaring. So it's time for us, man, know thyself, right?
Indeed,
it's not one of the
greatest
sayings just
I heard
my whole life. Yeah, it's man, know thyself. And I'm like, I'm a twin. It's two of me. But guess what? With that being said, it's two of me. DNA, chromosomes, all that we share. And he is on a path of his own personal enlightenment in edification. Many times we walk it hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, back to back together. But there's been times where I went on a detour. He went on the road the other way. But we still continued to do the purpose that we personally have. Family, each and every single one of us has instructions somewhere in that, you know what I mean? In one of those drawers, you got instructions. You have a blueprint of why you're here, your higher purpose, not your Clark Kent. You niggas are doing good in your Peter Parker selves. But what about your Spider-Man? What about your Superman? You doing great as Clark Kent. Yeah, you got the Gators and you're shopping at Banana and you got a great job on Wall Street. You're doing good. Oh, you work at the Daily Bugle. Awesome. But what is you doing on the higher realms? What is your spiritual self doing? What is your warrior spirit self? What are you doing? Because people be like, I'm a Batala. I'm this person. I'm reincarnate Heru Kuti. I'm like, word? Really? What's going on? What's popping? They like, shit, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got $1? Like, damn, I thought you had Ganesh in you. I thought you was reincarnated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got to actually become the deer. Don't just say it. Become it. Become it. So I'm like, we need all hands on deck. Everybody, we got a lot of, you know what I mean? We need all hands on deck. There's a lot of work that was done by a handful of people. Peep that. So why wouldn't we want to all begin to activate? Why wouldn't we all begin to want to, start doing? Because a lot of the people are seeing examples in some of the teachers in the way that they move, right? Like they're being shown things as well as shown other things. But they can't deny the fact that there's being shown, this is how we do it. We eat in a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We only trying to dress this certain kind of way. You know what I mean? We're only carrying ourselves. So I'm like, there's examples out there. And then all of our people are individuals. They all have their unique selves. So I would love to see more people apply it. Cause like I said, I love going to all of the festivals. That's the best time of the year that I have, being surrounded by my people that are vibrating at the same frequency and the same vibration, because it is a small, it's almost like a window, or it's almost like a preview to what our nation will look like. So I'm still aiming and I'm striving to be in the community, a physical community with people who look like me, we think alike. You know what I mean? We are following the same narrative. We have the same purpose. You know, not the same purpose, but we're following similar purposes. And even if you run across somebody who has an opposite purpose, well, God damn it. Antagonists, protagonists, both are needed for the story to take place. Heru needed set in order for Heru to be Heru. Talk to me.
Right.
Okay.
This is an interesting movie called Life on Earth.
Yo, I would love to have a further conversation about this whole thing about the Truman Show, the aspect of life, this whole thing being the ancestors watching us like we purport to watch them.
Yeah.
The arrogance that we have as humans, who can only see 10% of the light spectrum. And we're like, yo, nobody can see through my walls. They can't see us. We too far down in the earth. And we out there talking about, yo, we've seen Andromeda. We saw a star explode 170 trillion light years ago. And niggas be buying that. Yo, the Hubble telescope peered into no, what if they're looking inside of you? What if all of that was inside of you? What if you are this universe that they keep talking about? Did they not show you that? Is there not empirical proof that what they're showing you is not outside in this mysterious, you know what I mean? What if this whole shit is just what they said, a holographic universe? This is all mental.
You seen that cartoon? You seen that cartoon Inside Out?
No.
Like came out like last year. It dealt with that, about how the whole universe is inside you. It's some deep shit. They dropped it.
Oh, the Inside Out. I didn't get to see that. I didn't get to see that.
But,
so I'm like, that's wonderful though. When you really think about it, if that's what it is, we should begin to look at the societies or the people who are the ones that are purporting that, and the people that they fund and the businesses and all of these other things, and see how they're functioning. Are they you know what I mean? Are they operating like this is really an applicable science that they're, you know?
What? I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
We're going to end soon. What are those white dudes tapping into that being Silicon Valley? And they start taking them drugs. What do they call them drugs? The opioids or something like that?
Going back to what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Flow.
They tapping into their flow. That's what that is.
They tapping into the flow matrix. It's called the Flow Genome Project. The Flow Matrix is basically Europeans who came together and studied the science, the neuroscience of the brain, the different hormones, the different hormones that are released through different parts of the brain based off of different brain activity when the human body is pushed to a certain limit, or when you're going through stages when you want to take the limitless drugs, which are known as nootropics. The nootropics are what are known as the limitless drugs. They're brain enhancement, activity enhancement drugs. Methamphetamines, that's the bottom of the barrel of it, like the Adderalls and whatnot. It goes all the way up to more different, intricately named drugs. But you could go and research it. Like the Nubian dudes be running around with the Nupu is N-O-O.
Right.
Tropics.
Right.
Nootropics. So while they have bankrolled and encouraged our youth culture to indulge in things like codeine, promethazine, bars, Xannies, coke, the heroin is making a big splash, right? Oxycontin and all of these other things. On the other side in Silicon Valley, on the Ivy League colleges and other places where they're creating and where they're utilizing brain power to jump ahead and to do things and to bend the rules. You got these extremists, the extreme sport dudes. They're doing 100-foot waves, whereas they were able to only do 25 a few years ago. But they're not necessarily on the nootropics, but these people are studying that flow, and they're saying that what they're going to do is they're going to make it an extraction. They're going to be able to put that serum into their army, because they're with DARPA, Red Bull, DARPA, which is military, and a few other people are all on the study together. So what they're going to be doing is isolating what is known as that flow. Whatever that shit is, like a God particle, because that is the part of you that is basically like your superhuman self. and they're trying to isolate that. And what it is, they want to, they want to weaponize it or things that will probably commercialize it. But the dudes in Silicon Valley, when they're coming up with these intricate codes, they're writing code. They are, like the show Silicon Valley on HBO was showing you how they sit in incubators or accelerated houses, you know what I mean? Or they're in their workspaces or they're in these, wherever they're at creating, but these people don't go to sleep. So they're popping the pills to keep them wired, but then they're popping the pills to make their brains, certain parts of their brains operate and open up, you know what I mean, percentages that otherwise lie dormant.
Right.
So so they cheating right now. So they got to do things. Remember, it's similar to when they came in with the steroids. The steroids was to keep up with us. So they're studying our ball players. That's one thing in the study that they didn't mention, but you already know what it is because they speak about it. They're studying the freestylers. That's why they're studying the basketball players. They're studying, remember, all of those sports are scientific. Hip hop has become scientific now to where they got the London Scientific University that put out the article that said that hip hop was the most influential culture in the world ever. This is one of their top above Ivy Leagues. And they came out and said that because hip hop is a divination system. It is a magical system. It is the system where a man is able to turn from mortal into an immortal. Man is able to go from a mortal, a regular light, into a goddamn sun. On some Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, I'm talking about shining bright. Your light, it emanates you. You explode. You feel what I'm saying? Hip hop is a powerful culture. It's not just rap. It's not just mumble rap and thing. It's not just backspins. It is a culture. It is powerful. It has the light. It brings the light out. It allows you to shine your light bright. That's why, you know what I mean? Henceforth, the Scorpion King, because I know the power and I know the importance and I know the magical properties of hip hop. It's already beginning to change my life. It's already beginning to my reality is beginning to terraform because the more the word goes out. Rich, I got 1 million spins plus. I didn't go to radio. According to BDS, you don't have to play the whole song. You only got to play 30 seconds of the song. So if there's a Griff video that did 400,000 with Made for This as the intro, then you got Prince as the intro, then Scorpion King as the intro. So I had over 50 million spins in the year of 2016. And you want me to argue, you want me to bother myself about 2000, you want me to whine about, you want me to cry, crocodile tears because a year, I got beat up. No, I didn't. I had a fucking Scorpion King year. My shit was 100%. I was red and blue was purple like Prince, god damn it. Okay. And I'm not afraid of death. And I don't, I mourn, but we understand that is one of the most, that is coveted. When you're not fearing it, that is one of the things that we have to let go as a people collectively. And hopefully we could do some retreats and we could explore with maybe the mushrooms or the meditation or other things, because like we were talking about earlier, hurt people, fractured people, broken people, people who have core issues that they need to deal with. You should be willing to go to whatever extreme is possible to fix yourself, because you went every extreme sometimes to break yourself. You might have went out to the war and you caught mad bodies of innocent people and then you're haunted. You was on a block. You done killed some people over paper money and you're haunted. You had to make money. You know what I'm saying? You got into the sex industry and whatnot, and you seen white people do some demonic, horrific, animalistic stuff, and you're haunted. I could go on for days. It could get darker, but I don't want to do that. You feel what I'm saying? Because the planets are going direct. So we gotta police our speech.
Yes.
I'm gonna share with my brothers in the community. You know what I mean? We'll make this thing, it's gonna be many more videos about this. I'm encouraging Minister Jew, Noble, Ampu, all of our brothers and sisters who deal with the astrology, cosmopolitan, cosmophysics, pardon me, and all of these things. Break this down. Feed the people the 7-course meal. You know what I mean? Give them that all around. But we have to tell the people today, yo, I don't know what you're doing. You might have been watching the game. You might have been going into next week feeling down. You might have been feeling, it snowed 1 inch in Atlanta. You might be snowed in, thinking that it's going to all come to a close. You might be depressed. You might be carrying that energy that had everybody depressed a few weeks ago. That shit still may be bearing you down. So we coming with some light from the ancestors. This is just a message from the end. This is a broadcast.
And I want to close it out with my little bit of advice, then I'll let you close it out.
Yes.
The one message I will give to the people during this time, in which all planets are moving direct, which means we have the whole universe behind us. With, like I said, with our intention, whether we want it to be positive or negative, because that's all relative, is that don't limit your imagination based on your present circumstances. Because when you do that, you're going to get caught in this hamster wheel of the same thing happening to you over and over and over and over again. Why? Because you can't think past paying a bill every month, or you can't think past the ratchet girls that you keep meeting, or these bum ass niggas that you keep chilling with that never have money to chip in for nothing. Your imagination can't see past that, or the white man that keeps looking at you, or the police officer that keeps stopping you. Because your imagination can't think past those circumstances, it will happen again and again and again. Yeah. Because reality is nothing. Your belief system your reality is affirmed by your belief system. So with that being said, Red, you know what? For some reason, I was crazy enough. I was enough of a psychopath. I was delusional enough, Red Pill, to actually think that my YouTube page was going to be big years ago. And that I was going to have a lot of people tuned in, and that my shit was a news channel just like ABC, NBC.
You had the audacity.
I had the audacity.
The
crazy. I was just a crazed nigga, a deranged nigga. And I'm talking like that. I was out of my mind. And in 2016, 17, here I am, 160 something thousand subscribers later. I don't look that crazy no more. But there was something about me that, like I said, I didn't let my imagination get confined to my circumstances. And that's what I want to lead the people with, man. So lead the people with something, man. Let's close out your contact info, how they can purchase Scorpion King, because for whatever reason, they still don't know after all this time. But let them know, Red.
thetwinpillars.bandcamp.com. Can you pull that up on the screen? The Twin Pillars. We're going to pull it up on the screen. I just want to say, like we were saying all night, we hope that the information inspires you. We hope that it activates you. We hope that it pushes you into going ahead and doing a little more studying about what we're talking about. What was the name of it again? The All Planets Direct.
APDM. All Planets Direct Movement.
APDM 17. Google that. APDM 17.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. This is the format that we're going to be exploring. Even Know the Ledge with our blog talk show, we're going to be exploring this format of doing full lectures, live stream in real time, dealing with powerful, empowering information, solutions, being more transparent, doing workshops. Mama Pill, you get to see Mama Pill doing her thing. You get to see KT, the Arts Degree, doing his thing, teaching, decoding, even sharing, because we got archives of a lot of stuff that we just been building up. So 2017, I'm affirming that this year is going to be greater than last year. This year is going to be huge. A lot of work has been put in, not last year, not the year before that. The work has been, you're always going to put in work. Don't let anybody ever say, yo, man, I just put in this much. No, the minute you started waking up to who you are, that's work.
Indeed.
And it's going to take constant chiseling, I'm a Scorpio. So we about dying and being born from my ashes again. So we resurrect. We're not afraid of death. So we resurrect. We become stronger and more powerful in our ashes. So we don't look at things the way that everybody else may observe things. But what I do know is that we've been giving our years, our months, our days, sometimes to information that was not applicable. It wasn't part of the narrative, and it did nothing for you but give you headaches and other problems. So it's time to take advantage of this time that we have right now. Yeah. We made sure the retrograde, you do whatever, you lay low, you chill, you build. You know what I mean? It goes direct today. So it's time to build. It's time. We got a lot of stuff that we rolling out. I don't want to be long-winded about all of that. I'd rather just show it. So thank you everybody for the support. All of my people. And like I said, we need some people to come on board because it's getting big. We need hands on deck. You know what I mean? That going back to, if you want to ask how I could alleviate some stress, I need some investors and I need some people to come and help out. We need booking agents. We need some publicists. You know what I'm saying? We need some people to help us with the manufacturing of these clothes. Like we need people to get into sales with us. It's time to build. Right? So at what time do you level up, Brother Rich? Like that should be a good question. Like, when do you know it's time to step it up and get into a next level of what it is that you got to do? That's why I'm like, yo, we got to, as networks, the thing that's going to save us in this Trump era is our networks. That's what's going to save us. The fact that we got to remain networks and connect the networks. The idea that I was trying to share with Rich earlier that we initially had for what is known as the conscious community, going back to what I said, it's a concept. It's a beautiful concept, and the challenges that it has been presented with is opportunity for it to grow, is opportunity for it to become, a 3.0, is opportunity for it to upgrade or level up. Because a community has a reward system, a value system, and a penalty system. That's where it starts. And when we're ready to implement all of those, then we can have a community. Then we can actually be in the same way that we're at the festivals, the same way we were at the lectures together, the same way that we out there in the streets together, the same way we could be in neighborhoods, villages, cul-de-sacs, earthships, you know what I mean? Monolithic domes. All of these options. There's communities that exist off the grid and there's no tanks rolling over them. There's no bombings taking place, no drones. Nobody's getting dragged to FEMA camps. And there's people that are not just European nationalities that are in these places. So we have to get out of the fear. Hopefully with this lecture, Fear of a Black and More Messiah, the third installment, we're going to remove more of the fear because the campaign is retarded. The shit that they're doing to our people it has to be combated.
Indeed.
They cooking.
Indeed, and on that note, family,
yeah,
we gonna sign out, man. Y'all see the page for everybody that keeps asking me. This is the page. The twinpillars.bandcamp.com. You could go there, support the album. I'm probably gonna when do you know what your next single's gonna be? Okay. Probably Mimosa. All right. Yeah. Once I figure out how to, if I knew how to play this, I would. But Oh, Know the Ledge. That's the next one. Okay. All right. So stay tuned for Know the Ledge. That'll be the next single.
Yeah. Made for this video is dropping this week. So we're gonna start this whole. What's this? What is that? 30 days. This should be like a fast. We should get into group meditations. We should get into. You should make vision boards, visualization. The brothers and their queens, y'all should get on that sex magic. You know what I mean? The tantra, you know what I'm saying? If you just met a, I don't know. You could do the Skype. I don't know. Whatever.
All right, family. So we about to sign out. I got to figure out how to end this stream. We about to sign out. No, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm about to end it. Now I got to figure out. I'm new to this, y'all. I'm gonna figure out the music and the credits and all of that. All right, we out, family. Peace.